You ever have a day that starts off so ordinary, so plain old perfect, you could just about taste the calm? Yeah, that's where I was. Saturday afternoon, fresh out of the gym, sweat still clinging to my skin, tank top stuck to my back, feeling that good ache that tells you you've done something with yourself. The air's heavy with sun, the garage doors rolling up slow, and my one ridiculous indulgence, a black Rolls-Royce Ghost, purrs at my back like a contented panther. For half a second, life is just humming along. And then chaos, out of nowhere, like the universe decided, let's just see what happens. Old Ford Taurus, dull, dented, ugly as a stubbed toe, comes screeching up my driveway, blocks the whole thing like she owns it. Door slams open, and there she is, brassy bottle blonde, caked makeup, wearing some polyester cop costume straight off the discount rack at Party City, patches sewn on all crooked, plastic belt jangling. She looks like somebody who got kicked out of a haunted house for being too much, but the fury in her face? Oh, that's real. Pure, twitching rage. She's on me before my brain catches up. Your kind are all drug dealers, aren't you? Flashing your ill-gotten gains. This is a lawful seizure of assets from a criminal enterprise. She's screaming like a banshee, spittle flying, and suddenly my peaceful driveway feels like ground zero for the world's dumbest reality show. For a split second, I just stand there, gym bag in hand, sweat still drying, wondering, am I on some prank show? Did somebody swap my protein shake for pure moonshine? I try reason. Ma'am, you're on my property. You're not a police officer. I suggest you leave before this gets serious. But crazy doesn't take suggestions. Resisting arrest, she howls, and next thing I know, she's grabbing at my arm, trying to twist it behind my back. I've got years of training, real training, not YouTube Academy. I go limp, let her manhandle me, her plastic cuffs biting into my wrist. The neighbors are gathering, faces a mixture of horror and something uglier, that little spark of satisfaction, confirmation bias flaring to life. Knew it. I can almost hear them whisper. Black man, fancy car, must be dirty. Yeah, that happened. My face pressed to my own sun-warmed hood. My mind goes cold and sharp, watching from outside myself, writing the report in my head as it plays out. She's making a whole production, calling for backup on a toy radio, shouting into the void. Dispatch, this is Officer Sandy, badge 7014. Suspect in custody, narcotics investigation, requesting impound for a black Rolls-Royce. She's got a whole script. It's not just a random freak out, it's a plan. That realization chills me deeper than the metal on my wrist. Sirens in the distance, real ones now, pull me back. My neighbors' phones are out, finally. Good. Let the cameras roll. 2 squad cars, for real officers. They see this absurd tableau. Me, tank top and gym shorts, cuffed to a Rolls-Royce by a wild-eyed cop, who looks like she lost a fight with a bottle of bleach and a bag of glitter. The sergeant's eyes narrow. Ma'am, who are you? What department? Her story starts to crack. County Task Force, Special Undercover Unit. He just stares. Seen 1,000 liars, and she's a lousy one. He asks for credentials. It's classified. She stammers, panic rising like a tide. The sergeant sighs, bone-deep tired. Turns to me. And you, sir? My face still mashed against the hood. I say, name's Jay. I live here. She assaulted me. She starts shrieking. He's lying. I'm the arresting officer. The sergeant's done. Ma'am, show me your credentials. She just freezes, fantasy crumbling. That's when I decide it's time for curtain call. Sergeant, maybe I can help. Could your officer please grab my wallet, front right pocket? Kid cop fumbles it out, pops it open, and just about faints. Passes it to the sergeant. He turns white as chalk, then looks at me for real. Not a suspect now, a damn problem. United States Department of Justice. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Director. Yeah, that's me. Sergeant damn near salutes. He's apologizing as he uncuffs me, hands shaking, voice trembling. Meanwhile, the officers descend on Officer Sandy. Suddenly, she's not a peer. She's a perp. As they read her rights, she's gone limp. Blonde hair flat. All the wild hate drained out. Nothing left but disbelief and terror. You can't do this, she shrieks as they drag her to the car, still desperate to cast herself as the hero. It's over. Or so I think. But as the tow truck rolls up, called by Sandy for a narcotics impound, I catch the driver's look. Too eager. Too quick on the scene. Something about it sticks in my craw. Was this a one-woman show, or is there more to this playbill? After the cops leave, I shower off the day, but the grime sticks to my bones. My gut says this was too organized for a random racist meltdown. Fake uniform, fake radio call, tow truck on standby. Too neat, too prepared. So I make the call. Miller, run a deep check on Sandy and Kenny's towing. I want everything. The machine starts whirring. FBI resources, the full weight of the agency, brought to bear, not just because it's personal, but because it smells rotten. That night, Miller's report lands. Sandra Lee Plott, 58, broke, jobless, string of petty crimes, heavy on fantasy and resentment. Her son Kenny, owner of Kenny's 24-hour towing, deep in debt, history of theft, running a business out of a garage full of junkers. And here's the twist. Sandy's been stalking my car for months on car spotting forums, obsessing, getting angrier, more possessive. Photos of my car at the store, at the gym, in my own driveway. The last post, soon. You will be mine. Creepy as hell. Her whole cop act was the final move in a months-long obsession. The tow truck, the plan to seize my car, it wasn't just harassment. It was an attempted grand theft. And when we dig deeper, Kenny's towing company is more than a front. It's a low-rent chop shop, tied to a ring of professional thieves using high-tech gadgets to clone key fob signals and steal cars without a trace. Sandy's part? Spotter, asset seizer, using her fantasy as a weapon. Before the feds can finish their paperwork, the political storm blows in. Senator Abernathy, old-school power broker, calls in a concern about the overreaction to a mentally fragile woman. The subtext is clear: back off, keep it local. Sorry, Senator, wrong guy to play favorites with. I tell Miller, full speed ahead. And keep a file on Abernathy, just in case. Pressure's on. We zero in on Kenny. He's the weak link, a small fish choking on debt. Agents run a knock and talk. Show him the mountain of evidence, photos of stolen cars, surveillance footage, the works. And when Miller lays it out, 20 years in prison, or a deal for full cooperation, Kenny breaks. He tells it all. The ring led by Silas, a mid-level gangster, the forger, the thieves, the overseas buyers. And Sandy, the would-be hero, who hatched the plan to steal my car for a promised $100,000 cut. With Kenny singing, the rest of the ring goes down like dominoes. Stolen cars, fake Vince, export deals, the works. But Sandy's slick lawyer tries the insanity defense, paints her as a confused, fragile lady lost in fantasy. Problem is, her own son torpedoes that story, testifying she was the ringleader, deliberate, calculating, crazy, but not stupid. The prosecution seals it with social media posts, video evidence, and a flawless sting operation that nabs Silas and his crew trying to tag a bait Ferrari. Even the senator can't save her. I lay out the case for him, let him see the web he walked into. He backs off fast, now more afraid of a headline than a budget cut. The case goes to trial, and the courtroom's packed. Media, locals, cops, half the city craning for a look. Finnegan the showman flails, Maria the prosecutor cuts him down. The evidence is too tight. Jury comes back fast, guilty on every count. Sandra Lee gets 10 years, her ring broken, the senator's career in tatters. And me? I get my car back, a handful of new scars on the hood, and a fresh perspective on just how fragile normal can be. Year goes by, and I get a letter, neat cursive, federal prison return address. Sandra Lee, writing not for pity, but because prison stripped her stories bare. She admits it all: the hate, the fantasy, the way seeing me, a black man with a nice car and a big job, blew up her sense of what's possible and made her desperate to put the world back in a box she understood. She says she's trying to change. I don't forgive her, but I find something like peace, closure, I guess. Some months later, her daughter calls. Sandra's dying, wants to say sorry face to face. I don't want to go, but I do. The woman in the bed is a ghost, all the fire gone. I hear her out, let her hand rest in mine, and for the first time since that day, I feel the last of the anger slip away. Later, I take the Rolls-Royce for a drive, the city rolling past. No one stares, or if they do, I don't care. The car's just a car again, the scar's part of its story, my story. I fought for that peace, for the right to live big and unashamed. and I'll be damned if I ever let anyone shrink me down again. So here's what I'll ask you, whoever's listening. How would you have handled it? Where's the line between justice and revenge, between forgiveness and forgetting? When the world decides to put you in a box, do you break it, or do you make them see who you really are? Drop a comment, argue it out, share your own story of standing your ground or being underestimated. And hey, if you think these stories matter, hit like, hit subscribe, send it to someone who needs to hear it. The world changes when we tell the truth, and this was mine.